Hey guys, what is up? Wade here from WBTV and welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be playing some Planet Coaster. So, there is a story behind this episode. In episode 2, we did something on this specific plot of land in between the one path and the other path, and it was a nice big wooden coaster. The coaster was actually broken, so it didn't work. Sorry. And so I ended up I said I was gonna fix it, but it was such a mess. I ended up just deleting the whole thing. So now we've come, and then in a later episode when I wasn't filming, I flattened the land and deleted all the trees. And now we come to where we are. So I decided to build a water coaster here because we already have a water slide, and if we add the water coaster, it would be kind of the same thing, but the water coaster is a little bit more intense, and I thought it was kind of cool. So I decided to put that in here. So normally water coasters are kind of just up a hill, turn around, and down and splash in the back end of the station. That's kind of the basic water coaster. I decided to make mine a little bit more intense. So this water coaster weaves and turns and splash downs and lifts back up. Whole bunch of cool stuff like that. Up the hills and down the hills. It's almost the same as the other coaster. Kind of goes up and down and around and other stuff like that. But it's a little bit different. So, and, yeah. So how are you doing, people who are watching this video? So just a quick thing about WBTV. We went on vacation. So this is the first episode of Planet Coaster back from us being on a vacation. We went on vacation over March break. So now we're back, and we're back with more Planet Coaster, and we're hoping to just keep going. I played a ton of Planet Coaster when I was on vacation, so not a ton. I got another episode coming here. I just finished this coaster. I'm planning to play more today after I finish recording this episode. But I'm definitely slowing down a bit on my video games that I'm playing here because spring has sprung here in Canada. I think the nice weather's coming, and it's getting pretty nice outside. So I was originally going to have that go directly over the path, but then I decided to have the path go around instead. I also kind of deleted this path because I was going to have the path turn and go around the coaster, but that kind of looked crappy, so I ended up fixing it in the end of this episode. I think I fix it. So the water coasters kind of look a little bit fake because you kind of have the metal thing around where the water is. So I wanted to see if I could kind of trench the water areas out and add water in there. So then I could almost have it like if you were going through a lake kind of thing. So we're just bringing up the land around the coaster, make the coaster look more natural, like the coaster was built to the land and not the land was built to the coaster, which is what they do in real life. They build the coaster to the land. They don't build the land to the coaster. So we're just making the coaster fit in nicely here. I like to step down the mountains. It makes them look a little bit more realistic. I also need to put some rock texture on this. I haven't done that yet. I'm planning to do that later today. And other stuff on this mountain. I'm planning to add some more trees and more low-lying plants, maybe some rocks and stuff around there, and there's stuff like that. So I had some issues here because I had to lower the ground at the top of the mountain, but then also bring it up around the edges to get the specific water level that I wanted. So as you can see, I'm lowering it up and then sharpening the tool and bringing it up around the edges. But I had to fill the holes because there was areas with like track underneath other areas of track. So I had to fill the holes that I would make, or else it wouldn't fill with water, right? It's basic physics. Water drains out of a hole. Everybody knows that. So yeah, I did have some issues filling the ground with water and other stuff like that. But I got it done. The rocket ship ride that you see in the back, it's gonna be interesting. I'm planning to fix that one up, because actually, if you look at it, the rocket ship, this is really what I wanted. I wanted the water covering going all the way over the track. But that rocket ship ride that you see swinging in the background there, I planted that, or built it, when I did the original wooden coaster ride. So now I had to fix it to do this other coaster ride. But I got it done. So now we're probably going to do something. I probably left to go get a drink or something like that. So that's what's going on right now, at the moment. Yeah. So it just keeps going. It just keeps going, everybody. Are we back yet? Come on. Okay, give me a second. Give me 1 second here. What the heck is going on? Okay, so literally as I just stopped recording my microphone so I could cut out a chunk, I come back. So what kind of luck is that? So, I mean, sorry if you're watching the video that you had to go endure that, but so now we start with the trees. So what I like to do with the trees, I'm doing almost an all Canadian theme on these trees kind of thing, or Canadian American, kind of northwest kind of area. Well, not northwest, because northwest is the prairies, but we're kind of, matching it with the rest of this area. We got the red trees, we got kind of the tall, short evergreen trees. We got these taller, I think they're like a pine or an oak or something like that. And then we got some yellow trees in there just to give it a little bit of color, and then some maples and other stuff like that. Matching it with the fantasy area at the top, and matching it with the kind of old, kind of just generic area, because this is also part of the generic area. And for those of you who are wondering what we're going to be working on for the next few weeks, or the next few episodes, we're going to be working on the generic area before we start the new area, which I think is going to be Western, probably, because they just added that to the game. So I'm going to try out that. But we're going to pretty much add in a new area. I might extend the pirate area onto the other side of the pathway. Pretty much we're going to be working on the opposite side of the pathway once we finish this and the rest of this, all the generic area stuff that we're planning to put here. So it'll probably be another coaster, custom-made coaster, which is normally an episode. And then just me placing some flat rides and building some buildings. And when I'm placing the flat rides and building the buildings, I'm planning to hopefully do that on live. Like do that, not on live, but like do that live and not sped up after. And maybe I might have a live stream one weekend if I have time. So, other than that, I'm frozen again. Probably went to go get a drink or something like that. I don't know. Why do you need to get a drink while you're playing a game, Wade? You're recording this. You should have stopped the recording or paused the recording. Okay, here we go. We're back. So here's when I found out that my coaster was actually cursed. I think this land is literally cursed because every coaster that I build on here always has the same issues when pretty much the coaster's broken. It doesn't work properly. So every coaster I build on here has the same issues. So I came over the epiphany that the land was cursed, and now I'm just keep working to try to finish it. So I'm not gonna cut out me riding the ride a whole bunch of times. So I rode the ride down here up the first hill, and it's a nice view of the Fantasyland when you go up the first hill. For those of you who get motion sick, just like skip through me riding the ride because it might give you motion sickness. So we get stuck here. So I fixed a different area because I thought it was that area, but it was actually this area. So I fixed the wrong area. I mean, I think I made it smoother, but still. So it's that hill that is too large. A lot of times making hills larger is just easier to put a chain lift on it. So I just straightened out the curve here. If you're doing fixing stuff, put auto tunnel on because it's 100 times easier. So we fixed that, and we had to ride the ride again to make sure it got up the hill. I don't know why I didn't put in fast forward. I should have put in fast forward for me watching the ride. But I didn't. As you can see, there's only one arrow. So I'm riding the ride. It goes up the hill, down the hill, around the first bend, up another hill, splash down, oh. So if you have a flat area that you get stuck on, you gotta put wheels on it. So they're like a little drive wheels. So that's what I did with this. Drive wheels, you can't go up hills, but you can turn. Chain lift, you can go up hills, but you can't turn. So that's the difference between a chain lift and a drive wheel. So a lot of times, once you get to the top of the hill, if you want to keep it flat and go around a bend with a chain lift, you have to put drive wheels on. You only have to put drive wheels on with a chain lift if it's a single car ride like this or the mouse coaster, because it doesn't have enough to push it farther. But if it's like a multi-car coaster, like a regular coaster where it has more than one car, when the front car is going around the corner, the back car is still being pushed by the chain. So that's how that kind of works. When the front car is going around the corner, the back car is still being pushed with the chain. And it continues to work. This is also funny when you have a hill and the chain lift kind of pushes it, but then the chain lift is way too short, so it just kind of pushes it a few times. It's actually kind of funny. So I shortened the splashdown here and had to connect it up with some wheel tracks, and then another chain lift, and then some flat track. But it worked pretty well. We just connected up with flat track there. So now we're riding the ride again. I didn't have a complete ride at the end, but we are going to go over a bit of the park quickly in live time at the end. So, splash down again, up the first bend. That's all good. Maybe a little bit of smoothing. I just realized I didn't smooth this coaster when I played the game, so I'm probably going to smooth it when I play it the second time. So, splash down again, go around the corner. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's not that bad. Okay, going around the bend, splash down. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, so it gets stuck on the last bend here. So this is the bend that actually sticks out around the path, and it was originally going to go over the path, but I think I made it look a lot better with it not going over the path. So that allowed me to connect it up to the track here. I didn't put any friction brakes or speed brakes on this coaster just because I don't know if it's pretty fast. I accidentally deleted the coaster there for a second. So this is where I finally realized that I didn't have it on fast forward, and you could just put it on fast forward and watch it go all the way around and make sure it could still make it back into the station, which it did. So now we are in another clip. So what we did was we fixed this path, but it was actually super ugly. So I just fixing the path. So this path kind of goes off its kind of curved trajectory. If you take the plane reference and curves out farther, which was fine. But this path is like the main path of the park, and I wanted it to go straight back. It's going to split farther up because I think I'm going to have, I don't know, some main attraction in the very middle of the park. I don't know what land. There might be an entire land in the middle of the park, but like a sci-fi land or something like that. But yeah, so what I had to do was I kept on having to flatten this to foundation because the path wouldn't go. But I eventually got the path to go, and so the path is still straight there. So I straightened out the path, and that path is like a little bit crooked, as you can see, but a little bit crooked's better than the ugly turn that it had before. That was just absolutely ugly. So guys, we're making it to the end of the video here. I would just like to thank you guys for watching, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Remember, we're on the road to 100, guys. Road to 100 subscribers. So I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you guys for watching WBTV. If you guys want to see more gameplay videos, tune in on Wednesdays. If you want to see more talk show videos, tune in on Mondays. And if you guys want to see our podcast, which is the Friday news show, tune in on Fridays on our YouTube channel, or go check it out on iTunes or SoundCloud. And thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.